All right, we are now live streaming. So again, welcome everybody to the 2021 annual meeting and elections. We're going to begin tonight with a statement, and I read this on behalf of our entire board. As a 501c3, Jefferson Park Forward cannot engage in political activities. We do not believe that condemning the inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior of an elected official qualifies as political activity. It is just the right thing to do. At its core, JPF is an advocate. We advocate for our members, our neighbors, and our community as a whole. We cannot remain silent while our neighbors are targeted, demeaned, and conspired against. We stand in solidarity with those, especially the women, who Alderman Jim Gardner has ridiculed, intimidated, and put in harm's way with his profane words and wrongful actions. JPF joins the call for a meaningful change and accountability in our ward. All right, y'all, apologies for that. Okay, so North Branch Fried Chicken has given us an awesome raffle basket. Everyone who is attending the meeting tonight, please go ahead and shoot a like over to the North Branch Fried Chicken Facebook page, and you're all going to be automatically entered into the raffle for it, and we'll announce that at the end of the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and throw that throw that link in the chat. All right. Elections. The 10-member, 9-voting-member JPF Board of Directors are elected representatives of JPF membership. JPF holds board elections every September during our annual meeting, and each director serves a 2-year term. The following board of director seats are up for election: vice president, secretary, and 3 at-large board seats. And with that, I'm going to start handing it over to the candidates, who will give a little speech, but I'm also going to share my screen again. Hopefully I can figure this out, guys. I am so sorry. I am having major computer issues tonight, but there we go. So Rolando, over to you.
That is not the order in which you showed me earlier. Hi, everyone. I know most of you don't know me. My name is Rolando Rodriguez. I am the current vice president and co-founder of JPF. I would like your support in continuing on as a VP of JPF. I think my role will change a little bit. I'm handing over the reins of social committee to Christina, and I would like to focus more on building our business partnerships in our community. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm Özden Esme. This will be my 3rd term on the board, 3rd and final, I want to say. So if you guys are at all interested in becoming more active in moving Jefferson Park forward, there will be at least 1 seat open in 2 years. So please think about it. If you want to work with smart and dedicated people, this is the place to be. I'm moving from director to secretary, again, with your support, hopefully. And I look forward to the next 2 years.
Thank you. Next, we have Christina Brucker.
You're on mute, Christina.
Unmute me. Thank you, Maggie. Appreciate that. Technical difficulties for me too. I have served as the secretary for the last 2 years when I was able to join the board after serving on various committees, and am gratefully handing that over to Özden so that I can focus on the social committee. We want to be able to do events for all kinds of different interests and make them the most effective events possible. So I'm going to focus on that with your support, hopefully. And I'm just very grateful to be a part of this group. It's been phenomenal and on every single level, from just working on smaller projects to now being a part of the board. I cannot express enough how grateful I am for the people I've met and continue to meet. So spread the word, and hopefully you'll continue to support me being on the board.
Again, I'll apologize, y'all. None of my shortcut keys that I'd all set up so that I would be doing this real like professional wise are working. So it's making the exact opposite thing happen. Okay. Next up, we got Mark Hansen. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Maggie. So I'm running for my second term as at-large board member. I've been leading the Community Development Committee, where we have parking day tomorrow in parking spots near the transit center. And we host occasional salons and have started a underground pickleball scene. And I'd be grateful to continue on in another term with the board. Thanks, Maggie.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. And then finally, Sam, who I don't know if, are you on the line, Sam? All right, he might be a little late joining us. So Sam has lived in Jefferson Park since 2007 and has been a JPF director since 2017. In the past, he has served on the Bylaws Committee and the Fundraising and Services Committee. He's also a really active volunteer. He shows up when we need him at all sorts of events. He's the president of Next Step Toastmasters and holds a BA from George Mason University with an MS from the University of Illinois. He works at the law firm of Kirkland and Ellis LLP as a research specialist. So that is our slate. So it's time to vote. If you haven't already, make sure you get your emails open and submit those. And we will, I'm going to stop the share here. We will tabulate those while we're at the meeting. And in about 15 minutes, we're going to have Congressman Quigley on the line. So until then, I'm going to give you a few updates on what we've been doing. Recently, we wrote a letter in partnership with the Jefferson Park Chamber of Commerce and Jefferson Park Neighborhood Association to the City of Chicago. This letter was meant to amplify a concern raised by an active member of our community regarding the continued state of disrepair and misuse of vacant lots at 5225 to 5301 West Lawrence Avenue. These properties are controlled by the Mega Group. We ask that the parcel be used in a manner that conforms to all zoning and building codes. In addition, we encourage city officials to start an immediate dialogue with the Mega Group to encourage the site's redevelopment. We also ask that they include the community in some of these conversations. So we did get a receipt, or an email saying that they had received it, and we'll look into it. So we will keep you guys posted on any kind of update we get from them. We're hopeful. And then I wanted to see if maybe Ryan would speak for just one moment. Ryan represented JPF thanks to neighbor Mitchell Kemick. We were invited to participate in a CBS interview about some of the state of disrepair of our bridges in the community. So Ryan, sorry to put you on the spot, bud, but do you want to talk about what that interview was? And then I'll grab a link and we can post it in the chat.
Sure. I was interviewed, I believe it was last Friday, on CBS 2 News at 10 o'clock. So we'll find that link for you. Anyway, you guys may have recalled a couple of weeks ago, some concrete fell off of the Metro Bridge that spans the Kennedy Expressway, and it closed off a couple of lanes for a while they were cleaning that up. And working with Mitch, a neighbor of ours, Mitch Kemick, we had gotten notice from CBS that there were some issues on just the railroad bridges in general. And the piece was kind of a follow-up in terms of the beautification and the maintenance of those bridges. And so our role as Jefferson Park Forward was we were able to highlight our several years long process now where we've been cleaning up some of these bridges and viaducts, as we've done for cleaning day in the spring, and as we've done for various other events throughout the year. And so it was nice to be featured in that way from the neighborhood org level. But the piece itself was also focused on who is the one who actually maintains those bridges. Is it the city? Is it Metra? The real answer is it's the Union Pacific Railroad. They're the ones that own the railroad. Metra is the service that runs on it. And the city has a little bit of control over what happens underneath. So it's kind of a mixed bag of characters that has, if you have an issue that you would have to deal with. So that was basically the gist of the piece.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, and I think we've still got about 10 minutes before the congressman joins us. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to start sharing my screen again. And then Katie, can you give the treasurer's report?
Yep.
There you go.
There we go. All right, we currently have $12,000 or $12,448. I can't speak. $12,484.24. A total of 130 business or total 130 members, 107 regular, 5 associate, 17 business, and 1 nonprofit. That's it.
Maggie, you're muted.
There we go. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to our upcoming events as we wait for the congressman. So give me one moment. Keep sharing. There we go. All right. So, hey, Mark, would you mind speaking a little bit to Parking Day?
Yep, tomorrow, Parking Day, annual third Friday in September. We've been doing this about 5-6 years, and we'll have a small thing tomorrow right there in that area you see in the picture near the transit center, near Dunkin' Donuts. We'll have a couple spots with the AstroTurf laid out and some games, including a putting green, a ring toss, and chess. And everyone is welcome to swing by in the afternoon lunch hour, say 11 to 2. And maybe there'll even be some impromptu acoustic performances and just hanging out and playing games. The point is taking over parking spots and making them people spaces. This is actually part of international movement that has happened in various cities. And Susie Ernst, Dennis Davis, and others founded this a few years ago. We're keeping it going tomorrow. So the weather looks good, so stop by. It'll be smaller this year. There won't be big tents and a soapbox or anything, but there'll be some games. So come by if you can. If you're working from home and want to just stop by, maybe you're stopping by Weston's or whatever you're doing as well. Thanks.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Mark. All right. So this one is tomorrow as well during the same time frame. Sponsored by Senator Rob Martwick and Representative Lindsay LaPointe. They're doing a small business canvas tomorrow to get the word out about the Back to Business grant program. If you can join them, they'll show you, everything you need to know to go help spread the word to local businesses, and then you'll get out on the street and help those businesses understand what the small business or what the Back to Business grant program can do for them. I think I saw Lindsay on the line. Did you have anything you wanted to add about that, Lindsay?
I will just say that I think it's no surprise to everyone in this group that supporting our small businesses and making sure we have commercial corridors that thrive is it's at the top of the list of things that people that live in Jefferson Park care about. And we are very lucky to have a grant funding stream through the state that was funded with federal dollars. We had one about a year and a half ago at the beginning of the pandemic throughout, and some of our businesses accessed it. But like with all things, you're only going to be able to access the resources that you know about, and our small businesses communicate in different ways. So this was our way of bringing people together to really make sure our businesses have access to all the support that they need, which of course is still not all the support that they need, but making sure we're doing what we can.
Awesome. Nope, and I'm going too far.
Yes, one more.
There we go. All right.
Oh, okay. I'll take over from here. Yes, Saturday. It's been a rough summer for our JPF walks. We've had just terrible heat and humidity, torrential rains. We even experienced an actual tornado warning during one. But boy, Saturday's weather is looking really good. 80 degrees, sunny and dry, so it should be a great time. We're going to meet at Weston's at 9:30, and basically we're just going to head west to either Narragansett or Oak Park Avenue, and we're going to end up walking down Oak Park Avenue all the way into Oak Park. We'll walk by a bunch of the Wright homes. That we did this walk a couple of years ago. It's really nice. If you're a fan of nice old houses with a lot of fancy roofing tile, this is the walk for you. After we check out the walk by and check out some of the Wright homes, we'll hit up downtown Oak Park, grab some refreshment. Lots of things to do in Oak Park. After a couple drinks and maybe some lunch, we'll head back over to Austin. If we're feeling really motivated and energetic, we can maybe do some exploring of Columbus Park. It's a beautiful park, it really is. But if we're feeling less motivated, then we'll just immediately hop the 91 bus back to Jeff Park. It's a one-way trip regardless. We're going to walk down there. We'll take the CTA back. Total mileage would probably be about 8 miles. So, like I said, should be a good time. And you don't get back too late. You'll get back home 3:30 or so, 3:30. So should be a good time. Hope to see you all 9:30 at Weston's.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Don. All right, this one is not ours, but we wanted to let everyone know that there is a Fall Nature Fest this weekend, Saturday at LaBaugh Woods. It is presented by Commissioner Bridget Degnan in partnership with the Forest Preserves. It's a really good time. Y'all should check it out. We also have on Monday, September 20th, the Chicago Advisory Redistricting Committee public hearing. UNS is co-hosting this public hearing about the proposed ward redistricting at the Austin Irving Library. You are all encouraged to attend. And then Mark, I'm going to kick it back to you. And I think I might have the time wrong on here. Are you doing these at 5:30 start times now?
Yeah, it flexes a little bit with the sun going down earlier. We've been out there about 5:30ish, and that's the plan for the next few Wednesdays. Till dark every Wednesday. Some of you may not have heard, we play pickleball at Jefferson Memorial Park, Wednesdays till dark, which now is getting to be like 7ish and then 6:30 soon. So we're out there around 5:30, and we have extra paddles and balls and everything if you want to come by.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Also, you got the Jefferson Park Market coming up, or Sunday Market coming up on Sunday, September 26th. We are also going to have an intervention meetup there from 11 a.m. to 1:30. It's at Irish American Heritage Center, as most of you know, and the inside the Fifth Province Pub is also open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Finally, one of our new business partners, Brigadoon, is having a fall craft event the 25th and 26th, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. So you're encouraged to go show them some support. And then our neighbors in Gladstone Park are having a Fall Fest on October 2nd. I believe Bob's on the line if you wanted to say anything about that, Bob, but this looks like a super fun day with a couple movies. I won't put him on the spot. We'll just keep on moving, but you guys should check this out. They put a lot of work into it. All right, and with this, I'm going to hand it over to Christina to give us a preview of some of the upcoming events that we're working on.
Thanks a lot, Maggie. So the next social committee event we're planning is going to be at Galvin's in their back tent area, their giant back tent. So weather shouldn't be an issue. And we're going to do a costume party because I am that nerd who really, really, really wants to dress up. So I'm creating an occasion so that I can. All kinds of costumes. You don't have to wear a costume if you don't want to. But right now, where it looks like we possibly would have karaoke there as well, and probably some prizes from our local business partners for different types of costumes. Most creative, maybe, and maybe best use of materials. We'll come up with some stuff. So that if anyone is interested in helping out with that event, please contact me or get a hold of the JPF social committee page. You can message me on Facebook at Christina Grosser Rucker. You can find me, or through any of the other members. They can connect you through it. And then the Homebrewers event is coming up. We've done this several years. We weren't able to do it last year because of COVID. We've had some notices out. This is Ryan has taken the lead on this since the beginning, and basically we are still looking for brewers. I believe we've got many lined up who are doing their own home brews. We'll gather at Lake Effect Brewing, who's going to provide the space for us to do this, and we're going to have a tasting and decide who we all enjoy the best. And it's always a good time. If Ryan has any other info about it, you can always contact Ryan at jeffersonparkforward.org if you're interested in being one of the brewers. We will also be putting out information on our social media pages about both events. And then hopefully, we'll have the Jefferson Park Alley ribbon cutting coming up. As soon as we have more information, we will post that.
Christina, could I add one thing about the homebrew event?
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, so this is our fourth annual event. We did not do one last year. Right now we have four home brewers committed, making 5 beers. As Christina mentioned, we're always interested in anybody additional that wants to help out. Just shoot me an email. Ryan at jeffersonparkforward.org, or just the contact page through our website. The event is November 12th. So there's details on our website, or again, email me and I can shoot you the details on that. There's still plenty of time for people who want to get involved. The way it's going to be structured, like in years past, there's a kind of 2 winners. There's the one winner that the brewer's choice, and the brewers choose the winner. That Lake Effect will basically scale up your beer for local and small, neighborhood distribution. It's a huge honor. You get your own beer labels, bottles, and everything. The other is the kind of crowd favorite, which has a bunch of prizes involved too. It's also great. So again, all that information is on our website. Looking for anybody who's interested. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. So with that, I would like to welcome our congressman. For this portion of the meeting, I don't have any slides. So what you might want to do is change your view, which should be in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, to the speaker view. And with that, I will welcome Congressman Mike Quigley.
Thank you so much. I'm actually at another community meeting, Big Oaks, and I just finished speaking before I go to one more. And so I'm in the kitchen of the church. God love the pandemic. Thank you so much. And I know you have an after hours get together today. Please let me know when you do this again, and sign me up for the beer testing. If I'm not in DC, it sounds like something we need to do. A few years ago, there was a beer challenge in DC, and the members brewed their own with the help of, in my case, Anheuser with Goose Island. And we won the Congressional Beer Challenge. So we must be doing something right. The most important thing I can share with you is please let us know if we can help you on service. No matter what else is going on, it is still the most important thing we do. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. We'll make sure you have our contact information. And a public service notice, look at your passport. No one has for 2 years. And as a result, now that we're breaking out of this, hopefully, the backlog to get your passport renewed is 8 months or longer. My office is available if you have an emergency need for an expedited process, but please don't do it unless you need to travel, because we have so many requests of people in that desperate need. Otherwise, if you see, look, you can't travel if it's within 6 months, right? You can't go anywhere. So we're hearing that folks have to travel for work, they have to travel, students for school, or, honey, I want to go to Mexico. They bought their tickets and they realize they can't go. So we want to help you get on that. It's particularly important. The next 2 weeks may be the most important in the Biden administration for the rest of the year. We're going to try to pass infrastructure, reconciliation, defense reauthorization, continuing resolutions, raising the debt ceiling, and really a heck of a lot more. And I think the most likely thing to happen first is right before the 27th, we'll pass an infrastructure bill. Really, really important to everybody in the room. I was told, hey, it's not a typical infrastructure bill. But in reality, most of it is. 110 billion for roads and bridges, 25 billion for airports, 73 billion for the grid and power, 15 billion for electrical vehicles, 55 billion for water systems, and the largest investment in our nation's history in public transportation. So we got a lot of work to do. We need to rebuild the blue line. We extend the red line. We need to rebuild Lakeshore Drive. We need to rebuild our schools. I sent my kids to schools that were 75 to 100 years old. Park district facilities, the same thing. This has the opportunity to do all those things. Our competitors economically are outspending us 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1, India, Europe, China on infrastructure because they know it's the key. And in reality of the situation, even during the Depression, we dreamed big and built bigger, and we're still using that infrastructure to create jobs and to move people around. And as far as it not being, our father's infrastructure, FDR didn't rebuild the old infrastructure only. He electrified rural America, changed everything. Eisenhower came back from the Second World War and didn't rebuild our country roads as president. He built the interstate highway system, which was really a catalyst to grow our economy post-war. The same way we have to do a lot of other things that make us climate resilient. Protect our lakefronts, and of course the digital divide, which is so critical to all those things. A couple small notes. I am the sponsor of an ALS bill. It has a lot to do with access to clinical trials, research, coordination, and funding. We believe it is a game changer. It is fundamental at the research level to tie into what my father died from: Parkinson's, MS, Alzheimer's, because in the final analysis, a lot of this research is to the core cause of all those neurodegenerative diseases. And of course, I'm a sponsor of the Big Cat Bill. For those of you who watched Tiger King or the news last month when some idiot let a tiger run loose on the streets of Houston, they just arrested someone from New York City for having a big cat in their apartment. A lot of the petting zoos will breed cats and then kill them after they've gotten past a certain size that they can't be pet by kids on the roadside. So a lot of work going on. I think right now what I'll do is let people ask any questions they might have as I'm in literally my kitchen cabinet.
All right. Yeah. If anyone has a question, you can feel free to post in the chat or just unmute and get yourself in the conversation. I just wanted to start by asking you to maybe talk about, you did a lot of tours of some national parks lately, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you saw and what has inspired you maybe to do?
You know what we were trying to do is get people to pay attention to this issue more. And what we recognized was, the Ken Burns documentary, Our National Parks, Our Greatest Idea, and so beloved on a bipartisan basis. So 6 years ago, we started doing just that. We took a congressional delegation with some of the nation's leading scientific experts on climate change to show what's happening, to amplify that, to educate other members and the public. The first tour is in Rocky Mountain National Park, where sadly, if you go there, you'll see whole mountains of gray skeletons of trees because the summer season's longer. The beetle that eats the trees is getting 2 cycles of birth. We just came back from Acadia in Maine, and we were at a bird counting group, among other things, and they discovered that the seabirds are down about 50% because of temperature warming. They lay fewer eggs hatch, fewer of those eggs that hatch become viable. So, it's enlightening, it's depressing, but it's also motivational. This bill reconciliation is absolutely critical, as is getting back into the Paris Accord and doing so much more. As President Obama said, this is the first generation feeling the effects of climate change and the last one that can do anything about it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures from your trips and they were pretty breathtaking and some of them were a little disturbing for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to the national parks, which is great. But at a time when they're feeling the stress, those additional visitors put a stress on them as well, which is why they need more resources from the federal government just to maintain them. There's a tremendous infrastructure backlog in the national parks as well. So we have to keep that in mind. And hey, there's a national park not very far away in the Indiana Dunes. So I encourage you to go out there. We've lost certain insect populations there and the bird counts are down. We're losing a lot of species close to home. And as you know, a lot of the beaches are gone and a lot of the lakefront areas are gone, or the high lake waters in Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan.
Yeah, my in-laws live in Door County and we're up there quite frequently. And even the water lines up there, you can see the difference in the last 5 to 10 years.
It was correctly pointed out that Pullman is a national park and it needs our love as well. The whole south side is underrated. My goal is the Lake Calumet. That should be restored. It's one of the great natural treasures that Chicago doesn't know. It ought to be opened up for birding and environmental tourism. It's right next to a forest preserve and a little Calumet River. And right to the west of there is the site of the only site of the Underground Railroad in Chicago, the John Todd Farm. So I'm working with the governor and the mayor to see if we can't restore that area and make it a natural site as well.
Awesome. Calumet is definitely a Chicago treasure.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Does anyone have any questions or comments for our congressman?
I look forward to seeing you in person.
Yes, I'm sorry you can't make it tonight. And we usually just go for an hour. We probably won't be there late, but on the off chance we actually, I'm making that up. We will be there late. Please stop by.
Yeah, I tell you what, please let us know if only the next time about your after hours event and the beer tasting. And I'll see how I can contribute to the cause that way.
We appreciate all of your contributions.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you. God bless.
All right.
You're muted, Maggie.
Thank you. Ryan just posted that our polls are open till 8. So if you guys haven't voted yet, please do. We might announce a little early depending on where we're at. But I think the next thing we wanted to do, Katie, if you are ready, do you have a winner for our raffle, or do we need to push that?
Yep,
now?
I have a winner. I did a
All
wheel
right.
of names, and the wheel of names selected Robin Humer.
Awesome, Robin. I think that I've seen your name before. You're new to the neighborhood, right? Where are you, Robin?
Am I supposed to talk or type?
Either way, just want to say congrats and welcome to Jefferson Park. We're glad you joined us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right on. I heard you you went to pickleball.
I did. I didn't realize that half the Jefferson Park Forward people were there. So I'm like, I know a lot of people at this meeting, so this is great.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. I will grab, if you could PM me, or I think I have it, but just in case, if you would DM me or email, and I will connect you with North Branch Chicken to connect you and get that basket picked up for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, so I don't want to hold everyone on the line for an extra 15 minutes. And I'm looking at what Ryan's given to me about the ballots submitted. And I think, it might be a little preemptive like some of the news stations, but I'm going to go ahead and say that we can confirm all of the candidates for the 2021-2022 season of Jefferson Park Forward. So thank you guys for continuing to give of your time and energy and staying on board with us. And I don't know if any of you want to say anything. I'm happy to pass the mic if anyone wants to say anything. All right. So I think with that, I'm going to open it up. And Sam, I read your slides, so you're good to go. People liked how I read it, obviously, and voted for you. I think that's it. I'm going to open it up to the floor. If anyone has anything for the good of the club.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I just want to say 2021 here, we're celebrating 5 years as JPF as a neighborhood organization. It's been an amazing 5 years, and we've done a lot of work, and it's been great to see things like when I was mentioning our CBS interview earlier, or just some of the other press that we've been receiving over the past several months. Despite it being a pandemic and despite us not being able to carry on with our full slate of events and our full operational capacity, it's been amazing seeing all the people that are still joining and still finding ways to support Jefferson Park and JPF as an org. And so thank you very much. And this annual meeting is a once a year thing where you get to throw your support behind the leaders and the people that run this organization. So thank you.
All right. I think with that, I'm going to close.